Will the Jubaland forces be transferred back to their country?
Every person who is illegal in Kenya must leave Kenya. Every person, not just, if we find those Jubaland forces in part of Kenya, they must leave, The same way we find Al-Shabaab characters in our country and they have to leave. But sometimes they don't just leave by going. You have to fight, you have to do a lot of work to ensure that they leave. So no foreigner will be allowed to operate in Kenya, particularly to carry out military activities in our country. Our country is non-aligned on whatever conflict that may be having in Somalia. Our basic interest is to get rid of Al-Shabaab. That's all.
Between the Somali federal government and the Jubaland forces, they're affecting residents there. And last week we saw there's a woman who died after stepping on IED. And we saw Adan Khalif, governor for Mandera, calling on the government to transfer the Jubaland forces from the BP1 back to Somalia. So what is the Ministry of Interior doing maybe to solve the issue?
That's what I told you earlier. The issue of Al-Shabaab is a daily issue. It's not something that we have been like this for nearly now more than 15 years. We are almost approaching 20 years. We have been in consistent fight since we were even forced to invade Somalia at that point in time by President Kibaki, because of the challenges we were facing as a country. So it's a daily problem. We have so many forces, multi-agency teams across our border, from Kiunga, from Boni, all the way to Mandera and beyond, just to take care of our border. We also need to appreciate that our citizens in Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, and Lamu are bearing the greatest burden as a result of banditry. They are, the biggest problem as a result of banditry. And so it is painful sometimes to see people playing around with conversation about Al-Shabaab. The complexities of governance in Somalia is also spilling over to our country. And the global complex relationship between Houthis, Al-Shabaab, all these characters that facilitate movement of arms and so forth. And then the complex geopolitics of who has what interest in Somalia, globally, also makes it complicated for us to secure our border. So this is a more complex issue. When you talk about forces from Jubaland hiding in Kenya, and forces from the Somali government sometimes coming to Kenya, the accusations and counter-accusations are always there. Remember that this is one community, okay? Remember that at the border, across the border, the clans are the same. The clans that are in Kenya are clans that are in Somalia. These are just colonial boundaries. But so there is also complexity in terms of knowing this is that. Now, that is not even enough. So you continue having these challenges in an area that is very vast, extremely vast. But I'm happy that the investment we have put in the country, the technology, the know-how, has helped us secure our nation. And I really want everybody interland who may not be having daily interaction with the challenges of Al-Shabaab to keep praying for our forces and to pray for our citizens at the border level, who sometimes bear greatest responsibility to just protect the rest of us who are going about our business every day without fearing about IED or anything else. Thank you.